Can't wait.
Recording in progress.
I just need to get some sleep and a towel for the sweat that's dripping off of my
You're
brow.
still feeling the old bumpy bumps from the shot there, Raymond?
I had a fever.
By AIDS.
No, they asked me if I had HIV, and I said no.
Dormant. Could be dormant.
Oh,
There's been cases.
Dude, I'm not joking. When I woke up at 3 a.m., I thought I was fucking Michael J. Fox. The shaking I was doing, and I couldn't get the chills out of my body. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm dying.
I'm all good with that.
We'll see.
I don't. Fine, that's fine. Call me a pussy all you want. I'm dead. No, I'm good.
Do your civil duty. Ray's just being a fucking
day.
drama queen.
I wash my hands.
You fucking said you died when you got the J&J.
Yeah, I told you the experience, and that was it. I didn't labor on for fucking a day texting.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
I'm so hot. I'm pooping my pants.
Oh, I didn't put my pants.
I just told you that. And you know what? I did a show while still going through it.
I am too.
That was it.
I'm doing two shows. Suck it, bitch tits.
Bunch of pussies. All right, welcome to the Silver Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition, May 26th. Welcome to the show. Decent recovery there, huh?
Very good. I was impressed.
Nice.
This show, per usual, white birch. Is anyone drinking white birch? Ray, you're on the water, I'm guessing.
I'm on the water.
Bill, you were just going straight nicotine and what? See,
Water.
this is your camera's so bad. I thought that was like
a vodka bottle.
No, I thought it was a soap, like you were like a push soap.
Hey,
so terrible.
You can blame my work for this. I'm not upgrading. Now
what do you have for lights on right now, man? It's like a fucking
every fucking light in my house. Is that better? We'll sit in the dark.
No, it's terrible. It's all bad. It's all really bad. You know, it's not bad. White birch. Get down to Nashville, New Hampshire. Hit up the tap room. Address, please, Ray.
460 Amherst Street.
They got flights. They got pints. They got something new every week. If you see it in the stores, grab yourself a 4-pack. Grab yourself a 6-pack. Whatever you're in the mood for. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. As we record here tonight, Tuesday, the Celtics are losing by 11, but that's fine because the Bruins officially sealed the deal. I know you boys recorded early Sunday morning, so that was before Game 5, and yeah, let's just run through it. Let's run through some of the reasons they won the series. We'll look ahead a little bit, but you know, just to start us off from an overall standpoint, I just think the Bruins kind of own this series from, I don't know, middle of Game 3 on, maybe overtime of Game 3 on. I mean, they just imposed their will. They pretty much for the duration of those games looked like the better team. There was some flurries there by the Caps at a desperation, and at least in Game 5 and maybe in the third period. Bill,
third period of Game,
about it.
Yeah, third period of Game 3.
That's scary.
You know, if you look at it, you scored halfway through that Marchand power play, and then you were running for your life. Not to interrupt you,
but shots were 39-15, and I was like, it didn't feel like that. But then you go back and think about it, you're like, oh yeah, they've been kind of peppering it. But
it's this was like an old school Bruins win, like loss if you think about it. So you look at Bruins was 45 shots on net. The other team 1-2 goals. Bruins lose.
Yeah, that was normally that was the case.
That was normally the case. Yep.
You know, the early sorry to cut you off, where my brain's not working. Shirelli in that teams, they would
it even goes back to the Byron Defoe era. Like you just look up and you're 2-1 in shots, and you're losing 4-1 on the score sheet. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And that's what that game kind of felt like, but you were on the winning end of it. You know what I mean? Like even Game 3 again, you tied it with Marchand. We were going back and forth. This dipshit didn't watch a second in the first 3 games, so
I was on vacation.
Anyways, do you see? You just come back and just ruin our flow. I just can't. No, but anyways, like you're running for your lives, and then in overtime, as soon as that first overtime hit in Game 3, you saw the real Bruins team. Like they just flipped the switch. Like it was over. You had your best game in Game 4. You know, throw out the penalties. You have 4 penalties, I believe, 5 penalties. Like you were still going to the box, but you completely and utterly dominated. You saw David Pastrnak get healthy or get on the score sheet. You need to get him going. You saw that Game 4 and Game 5. He had a nasty goal in Game 5.
Nasty.
Just like nasty goal. I thought Taylor Hall's goal in Game 3 was nasty. This was better.
Oh yeah.
You know, so now you're seeing it, and then Game 5 again. You know, you're outshot 2 goals and 4 shots in the second period, basically, and you gave up that goal right away in the third. You're like, oh shit, here we go. And then you weather the storm, you put the fucking, some icing on the cake with the second goal, and that was it. Like it was nice to see them win. I did not expect this. I picked them to go win in 7. It's great now because now you got Pittsburgh and Islanders are at 3-2. So, I mean, that goes 7. Bruins could have at least a week off.
Yeah, well, we'll get to it, Ray. In terms of the reasons that they won the game 3, the overtime. Before that, the first 2 games, I thought the first line sucked, outright sucked.
They were
Marchand was a detriment. Pasternak was a 0. Bergeron wasn't helping anybody. The second line was really keeping you in it, and the fourth line, and then your defense kind of shit the bed in game 1 too. In game 2, you kind of got lucky, I guess you'd call it. I mean, you played hard, but anyway, I think when that first line came alive, you really saw the Bruins be the Bruins.
Yeah.
And that's the difference maker. If you can get Marchand and Pasternak playing at the top of their game, and Taylor Hall and Craig Smith are out there flying around, and Krejci can be the distributor, that's going to be a tough team to beat.
And also, I think the big hit on Kevin Miller, you saw the whole team rally around that, and it also flipped the switch. They became more grittier, more fight. Like they were hitting more. They're playing better. Marchand scored on that power play, and then they just started rallying from that. And the Caps just never had any answers for it between game 4 and 5. So I think that hit really helped things out. I mean, when I said it to you guys, Marchand was going to be a big part of the series, and you guys gave me shit the first 2 games because he did play like shit. He also averaged a penalty every game, which he can't be doing the next series on because he needs to be on the ice. He can't be in the penalty box, obviously. But yeah, Marchand, Bergeron, fucking Pasta. These guys have to be the guys that, take that next step and bring this team to the next round.
Marchand's got to clean
50-50.
He's got to clean his shit up. Marchand's got to clean his shit up.
It's pathetic. You can't have this in the playoffs.
No, and you can't be getting a penalty every fucking game either like that. That's just.
I mean, some of them are stupid, like unnecessary roughness and just stupid unsportsmanlike penalties.
You're the best 2-way forward in the league. You got to cut that antagonizing shit out. Yeah. That's why you got a fourth line. You got to cut it out of your game, Marchand. You've done it for 2 or 3 years in the regular season. Then he gets in the playoffs and the pressure gets turned up a little bit and he goes back to his little fucking rat fink ways. It's like you have to cut that out of your goddamn game.
It seems like it's the playoffs. Like you just said, it's the playoffs. He gets
it gets him going.
Yeah.
Because you see him do it and he gets, but then he gets pit and then he had some really big shots. I mean, he had an equalizer, he had a game winner, even when he was getting those penalties and looking like shit, he was very important shots. Yeah. But yeah, so outside of that, which those first 2 lines I think were really good. Not a lot of talk about McAvoy and Grzelcyk, but that first game they had him on. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but I think they had him on the Capitals' third line pairing. Like the Ovechkin line. They were matched up against Kevin Miller
and Jeremy Lauzon.
Boom, game 2. They put McAvoy up against either the Ovechkin line or the Oshie line. Are they on the same line? I forget now.
No, they're on different lines because he plays with Mantha, Ovechkin, and Backstrom's the first line.
But the bigger point here is, McAvoy didn't have the biggest offensive explosion and impact in this series, but I thought as soon as they switched him on to onto those top lines, you saw those top lines not go away, but it was a completely night and day difference between the game 1 and the explosiveness we saw out of Oshie and Ovechkin and those boys.
They were swarming Ovechkin. Sorry to cut you off, Bill, but they were swarming Ovechkin. Like he lives in that corner spot off the faceoff, and they were just fucking swiping him. He couldn't even get a shot off. They're just peppering him every fucking time. It was awesome.
Yeah, and you kind of saw you mentioned game 2, they kind of made that switch, and that's Bruce adjusting. You needed to see it. We were hoping that he would make some adjustments. He doesn't like to play the matchups on the road. But he flipped the switch this time and if the Bruins lose Charlie McAvoy, they're fucking done. They are done. He's led the NHL in ice time in the playoffs. He played 8 minutes of fucking penalty kill the other night in game 4 because they had ridiculous amounts of penalties. This guy, you're seeing him, the reason why he should be a Norris Trophy contender this year. And if they lose him, they're fucked. Him and Grzelcyk right now are playing disgusting on that top line.
Thank God, Bruce Cassidy. We've been saying it since whenever the season started this year, January, that in the playoffs, McAvoy should be playing 30, 35 minutes. That's the type of player, and that's the type of kid he is right now. And they're doing it, and it's showing.
It's like 27 a night right now.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
good for
And
him.
First power play unit too. That was a switch they made mid series, and that's paying off right now.
And let's just quickly give the credit to this third. I mean, Cliffy Hockey comes in, makes an impact. He brings his energy. Can't see him every night out there. You can't play the way he plays every night. But even Tenorti jumping in that last game and mixing up with Chara there, these guys very easily could have come in and shit the bed and allowed some goals to get out in front of Tuukka, and they didn't. They held their own. And you got to give him credit for that. I think, that second pairing has been off and on, but Carlo's been pretty steady. So overall, yeah, I think, Bill, you're right. I think they clicked and you saw what the Bruins are capable of. And that's taken down one of the best teams in fucking hockey. I mean, you have to look at that and the way the East was this year and how tough they played each other and how stacked the Capitals are in talent. Obviously, their goaltending was the difference. So
yeah, it's Vanacek going down game one.
Beautiful segue, Rich. Tuukka Rask, where do you put him on the list? Raymond, where do you put him on the list?
He played great. I mean, but like Bill and I talked the other day, he only had 19 saves in game 4 rather. I mean, he's not getting a lot of pressure, so he's not really. It's the first round, so you really can't say anything. Let's see what happens when they play Pittsburgh or the Islanders. I mean, he usually fades when he starts getting further and further in the playoffs. So, I mean, round,
he owns Pittsburgh in the playoffs, so owns them.
And it doesn't look like they're going to be playing Pittsburgh though. Islanders are up, so.
Can I just? I know you guys talked about it the other day, so I'll just say my piece. Here's the thing about Tuukka Rask: his back didn't flare up, and that's good, right? So that first game, we looked at it and said, okay, he's just okay. If he's going to do this, it's going to be rough. He turned it on and looked like Tuukka Rask there for a few games and a few points at games where he doesn't make flashy saves. He's not out there flipping on his head, but every time you thought maybe they would be, the attack was heavy, Tuukka was there. He was in the position. He was cutting angles. He was doing what he needed to do. And that tells me that at least he's pretty close to the top of his game. That doesn't solve the pooping the pants issue that Tuukka Rask has. You never got to an elimination game here. But in terms of the injury and are they going to ride him or is Swayman in the picture? Swayman's out. Unless there's an injury, you're not going to see Swayman for the playoffs. That's decided.
You're right. You got to ride Rask. I mean, he's one of the pretty much the sole reason, in my opinion, won game 3. Honestly, again, because the third period, you're fucking chasing the whole third period. You tied the game, you're chasing the ret. You're chasing. So, I mean, I think he was the sole reason he won game 3. Game 4 and game 5, good, not great. I put him in the good, not great category for the, the postseason so far. Like he hasn't had to win you a game. Right.
So stole you one yet.
He hasn't stole you one yet, and I'm waiting to see that. Fun fact: Tuukka Rask, 75 career playoff games or whatever. He has the highest winning percentage, highest save percentage in NHL history. Minimum 75 games played. Nothing is justified until his name gets on the Stanley Cup that he fucking earned.
And
nothing.
His face tattooed on your asshole.
Never gonna happen.
All right, so go Bees. Well done. I just think they dominated. Let me just quickly ask this question. Are the Caps becoming or have they become the dirtiest or the weaseliest team in the NHL? Obviously, Tom Wilson drags them to that point, but really that hit on Kevin Miller, it seemed like they were getting dodgy, and chippy there towards the end, kind of going high a little more often than they should. They're not outright targeting players, but and Ovechkin's reputation before he won that cup was not just an underachiever, but just kind of a fucking dink. Like
Dan Marino.
Kind of a shithead. So I don't know. I asked the question: Are they in that category of weaseliest, nastiest?
You got to put him up there with Tom Wilson, just being public enemy number 1. He's the dirtiest player in the league right now. And that hit on Kevin Miller, the guy left his feet. I always forget his fucking name that did it. Bill, if you know it.
Orlov,
yeah. He left his feet. I mean, that was. Should have been suspended, no, but it's just dirty shit like that they do. And every time you see Tom Wilson on the ice, you're like expecting something bad to happen to one of your players just because he has that kind of credibility to be dirty.
Yeah, I agree. Bill, do you think it got in their heads that the Bruins were able to take that shit and then come back and still eat them up? I don't think there's a lot of. I think that's a lot of their success. Ovechkin's your best player. He's big and mean and Russian, and you kind of go with that. And Tom Wilson is out there, and a lot of teams are going to cower to it. We saw the Bruins basically do it against St. Louis. They couldn't really stand up to it the whole time. Do you think that was a part that went in? Maybe not the psyche, but just like, yeah, we're giving these guys all we can get, and they're just better.
No, I don't think so. I think the refs had a big part of that. They were getting pretty whistle heavy early. A lot of penalties in the first few games, especially game 4. Bruins again had 8 penalties, some ridiculous number. So I mean, you saw it, and I think they made more of an emphasis on it. So I think Washington kind of backed off their game a little bit because they didn't want to put the Bruins on the power play. And then you have the Bruins, kind of the same thing. They got the Bucks 21 times. Their penalty kill is one of the big reasons they won this series. They were 3 for 21 on the penalty kill on their power play. Washington, I should say. So I mean, I think that's a big part of it. It was, I think the refs made an emphasis to fucking stop this shit, because you saw it early with the matching penalty. I think it was Tom Wilson and Brad Marchand in game 2, where it was the stick over the head of the ref, and he called it right away. So it's like you're kind of seeing that shit, and I think that had a lot to do with it. And Washington kind of backed off because they weren't getting away with it. Yeah. You know, you think you're going to start getting away with it in the postseason, but no, they made an emphasis on it. You saw it game 1. It was
then I'm going to say that you agree. You just think that the refs took it away. Toot. Who do you want to see, Pens or Islanders? Quickly, we'll get into it more as we get closer. Now, obviously, we saw the Pens lose in ridiculous fashion.
Oh my God, Samsonov's goal, give up. Oh, nothing compared to this. Jesus Christ. Anyways, I like Pitt just because of the the little bit of the struggles. Yeah, you're gonna have to win a grind against Islanders. You know, their defensive system is disgusting. I don't like the way they play. I think it's gonna be more exciting to play Pittsburgh. And you went 5-3 against Pittsburgh this year. You know, and you beat them pretty handily in a lot of those games. And I just think you're more talented. I don't care that they got Malkin and Crosby and Letang there. I just think you're just as good, if not better, on your top 2 lines than they are. And you have a goal. You have the goaltender advantage. I think with Varlamov there in the Islanders. I think Varlamov right now is a better goalie than Tuukka Rask. I don't know if the Bruins are equipped to win 2-1, 3-2 games right now, just the way Tuukka hasn't been solid. So give me Pittsburgh for right now. And again, he's fucking owned them. The last time he played in 2013, 2 goals in 4 games, they swept them. Disgusting.
Right. Yeah, give me Pitt just so I can see Sidney Crosby cry on the ice one more time.
Yeah, it'll be more fun. It'll be more juice there. Although the Islanders, I don't think, are nearly as talented, but all right.
System.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on just quickly around the NHL. I got to touch on the Oilers. Bill, I think we did a show together last week or the week before about the Oilers in Toronto being a fun series there with McDavid and Dysha, I don't know how he pronounce his fucking name. Swept by the Winnipeg Jets. 1 goal for Connor McDavid in the whole fucking series, all 4 games. Did they got a McDavid problem or they got an Oilers problem? Gretzky just resigned today as whatever title he had there. He's going to make some money in TNT being an announcer. Or is it just the Oilers? What's the deal? How do you fucking get swept with the best player in hockey?
Yeah, I don't think it's a McDavid problem. He's the best player in hockey. Mike Smith, their starting goaltender, was terrible in all 4 games. You blew a 4-1 lead in game 3. I mean, I just thought that they were just. It's a shame. We thought they were going to roll the Jets. We both picked them to roll the Jets, and it's crazy. I mean, I don't think it's a McDavid problem. It's an Edmonton problem. And again, they have Ken Holland or whatever his fucking name is there from Detroit. It's up there, and he's going to start trying to build around these guys now. You have to. I mean, you got 2 of the top 10, 12 players in all of hockey. You got to build around them. And we kind of alluded to it early in our text exchange. You got to draft well. You got to build a young talent around these guys because they're cost effective. You look at Pittsburgh, they won back-to-back Stanley Cups with this model. And then again with Chicago Blackhawks, they surrounded Duncan Keith and Taves and Kane with a lot of these guys, Brett Seabrook, all these guys that were there on cheaper deals. And then they brought up Patrick Sharp when he was there too. They brought these guys up from their farm system and plugged it. This is why, like the Bruins, if they hit on 2015, they would have won a cup by now because you're bringing that young talent. You probably don't have David Backes. You don't have them spending their money on shitty free agents when you could have hit on DeBrusque or you could have hit on Senyshyn, or I don't even forget the other guy's name because
Senyshyn, Zobro, Kyle Connor, just for a little salt in the wound, got that game winner the other night. So he was drafted after all 3 of those guys as well. Here's what I think about if it was a regular season, I think that they're a borderline playoff team. They probably don't even make it. That's what I think. I just don't think they're that good. I don't think they're that good. I mean, Connor McDavid is undeniable, but that North Division was weak for a long time. They were weak. Toronto, I don't think Toronto's that good. I get talent, but if you take Toronto and match it up against this year for the rest of their years, Austin Matthews looks like he's come into his own, but even them, you're seeing a little bit of a chink in the army here in the playoffs. So I just think that North Division was weak. They kind of sucked up there in Canada, and Edmonton took advantage of it. And, the Jets have been sneaky kind of tough for a few years. Don't ask me who's on their fucking roster because who pays attention to the Winnipeg Jets? But they've been
play.
floating around the playoffs and trying to make
Blake
some noise.
Wheeler's there. He's
They went to the Stanley Cup Finals not too long ago, I think.
No, they
Yes,
did
they
not.
did.
No,
Want to
they
bet?
did not. The Winnipeg Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to bet?
I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't take it, Ray. All right, let's move through the hockey here so we can move on. The Avs sweep the Blues. Are they the team to beat? For me, it's them or the Bruins, honestly.
Throw Tampa in.
Good call.
Tampa's going to get. They're getting healthy. I think it's a 3-team race: Bruins, Colorado, and Tampa. Those are the 3 teams to beat. They're right up there.
Lightning are up 3-2 over the Panthers. Leafs are up 2-1. Again, we'll see what Toronto does. I mean, you got to get past their history, which is no easy thing. That's the Red Sox.
Excuse me. The Winnipeg Jets clinched
1946. What?
2018.
They clinched what now?
They went to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2018.
The Winnipeg Jets.
Yes. Do you want me to say it one more time? Dig face.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
The Jets beat the Nashville Predators 5-4 in a shootout and clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, exactly. Nashville went to the fucking finals that year.
Yeah.
I want to say a bad word, but I'm not going to because didn't they lose to? No, never mind. That was 2019. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Sorry, I read it wrong. I'm sorry.
Of course you did.
I'm sorry. I can admit I was wrong.
Aha. Speaking of the Preds, they're tied with the Hurricanes 2-2. Golden Knights are up 3-2 over the Wild. Those last 3 don't mean anything to me until we get to the next series. So let's move on to our next segment. Julio Jones and the New England Patriots. I know you guys talked about it on the Monday show, but new information today, Wednesday or Tuesday, as we go through the weeks here. Julio Jones narrowed his teams down to 2 teams that he would like to be traded to. I don't know if he has any fucking say over it. I don't think he does, but it's the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots. We heard earlier in the week that he wanted, or last week or weekend, that he wanted to play with Cam Newton. Shannon Sharp called him live on air. People want to say that was not set up. You're an idiot. But either way, the quote out of that was from Julio Jones. Yeah, I'm out. Speaking about the Atlanta Falcons,
dude, he requested it months ago. It sounds like it was.
Doesn't this feel like it came out of nowhere? Like, no, I didn't. I'd never heard of strife with Julio Jones and the Atlanta Falcons.
Wants to win. He would just Matt Ryan's he's lost something on his deep ball. He wants to win. Instead, let's go to fucking New England where Cam Newton can't throw 10 fucking yards. Good luck, Julio.
Yeah, that's a little bit perplexing. I mean, he said he wanted to play with Cam Newton. I don't know exactly what that means, but here's a broader look at it, right? I know cap space can be manipulated and moved, but there's like 4 or 5 teams with enough room to take on his $15 million that would be this year if he doesn't restructure. Is that something that he's thinking about? Is that something the reason the Pats are thinking about it? What's your overall vibe as with the new information here today about Julio Jones?
I would love for him to be here. I mean, that'd be the perfect piece to end a great offseason for the Patriots, but I just don't see him coming here with Cam Newton throwing the ball to any one of these guys is going to make a difference. I mean, you could have Jerry Rice come on the team back in his prime, and with Cam Newton throwing, you ain't going to get him the ball. So you need someone that's going to get him the ball. So maybe this is a Mac Jones thing because I believe he has 2 years left on his deal. So maybe this is like the writing on the wall that this is going to be Mac Jones' little piece that he's going to be playing with later on. But for him wanting to come and play with Cam, I just don't see it.
Let me give you this. If Julio Jones comes to the New England Patriots, looking at it from a Bill Belichick standpoint, I cannot believe that he thinks that it's for Cam Newton because I think his deal has this year plus 2 more, Ray. So I think it's 3 years. I think it's $15 million and 11 or something, like pretty manageable the next 2 years.
And he signed like for like 3 for 70 a couple years ago.
Yeah, the guy's made over $100 million in his
120.
career.
120.
So I have to think the same way that Bill Belichick went out and traded a first-round pick for Brandon Cooks because he wanted a guy to make Jimmy Garoppolo better. I got to imagine Bill Belichick is doing a little bit of that right now, especially if he goes out and gets Julio Jones, that Mac Jones is the recipient of these moves, not Cam Newton. I just have to believe that because, good God, Cam Newton still blows. Yeah. Like, he's blown for several years. Nothing new is going to happen. He will be somewhat better because their offense now is significantly better. If they get Julio Jones, they'll outright be stacked. But they're not winning with Cam Newton. Doesn't just feel like it doesn't feel right to get Julio Jones right now. It doesn't feel right. There's no one running the ship. It's like feels dirty. There's not you're getting too good to just fucking blow it in the wild card round. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Brandon Cooks for Garoppolo. Brandon Cooks wasn't a 31-year-old wide receiver too, right? So I mean, if you're planning to get for the next quarterback, if you don't want to start Mac this year, so if you're planning for Julio for this and next year with 1 year at Cam Newton in the middle, he's not the guy you want to invest in. Again, he's a 31-year-old wide receiver who had hamstring issues last year.
That's his first major blow to his career, though.
I know, but he's always nicked up with ankle, foot. He's missing. Yeah, he's always. I feel like he's.
Yeah, but they're always not in it. So probably Atlanta shuts him down early. You know.
Doesn't matter. He's still questionable even when they're in it. Like there's questionable.
Maybe that's
tags.
why he hates Atlanta. Maybe that's all. Maybe that's all related. And he'd come here and be an Iron Man. I'll tell you. I'll take a 31-year-old Julio Jones over a 23-year-old Brandon Cooks any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know, but I me too. But I'm just saying, like your analogy, were not analogy because it was true. Like I don't think it would be this year. Like that would to me, if they were doing that to get Mac Jones, like he would start week 1. And if you get Julio Jones, I will switch my tune and say Mac is the number 1 starter because again, you're not going to have a happy Julio when you have a run first offense, which is what you're going to have in Cam Newton. You're building your offensive line around that. You're building the running backs. You just drafted a 250-pound fucking running back. You're going to run with this team. So I mean, like that. This is where they're at. And Julio's a fucking diva. He's going to get pissed off when he's not getting the football 100 times a year, right? So I mean, think about
that's what they said too. They said that he averages over 100 catches a year, and Cam threw for 242 last year. Math isn't there, baby. It ain't gonna happen.
Either way, I think the plan for Mac is week 8 or after, regardless of what happens. But well, interesting to see. The Pats are never a team without drama around them for whatever reason. Last thing on the NFL before we move on quickly to the other stuff. Aaron Rodgers breaks his silence with Kenny Mayne on Kenny Mayne's last. We didn't talk about the Kenny Mayne thing either.
That's bullshit what they did to him. That's bullshit what they did to him.
ESPN's been purging people for years.
No, they cut his salary in half and offered him a job back, and he's like, no, and left. Like that's a slap in the face. Guy's been there since fucking almost 30 years. He's literally one of the best Sports Center hosts. Him and fucking Stuart Scott were the 2 best.
I think Rich Eisen was up there too.
Van Pelt.
Yeah, and Dan Patrick and stuff. But I think those 2 are my personal favorites. And then they kick him out like that. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
The mothership, they suck. I watched Sports Center today for the first time in a long time. I hear and I just have basic cable and it was on. It's awful. I mean, it's
terrible. Dude, I don't even watch it. Like, I'll just go on.
I don't ever watch it.
It's the LeBron James highlight show. That's all it is. That's all they talk about is LeBron James. It's fucking.
All right, let's get caught in the weeds because in that segment, it was Kenny Mayne, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers said that there's a philosophy problem in Green Bay. He doesn't have a problem with Jordan Love. He doesn't have a problem with the coaching staff. He doesn't have a problem with the fans. There's great people, and organizations should be built with the people in mind, not with the corporation in mind. Blah 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 blah. They drafted a guy, didn't give him the $100 million extension he wanted at 37 years old, and now he's forcing his way into town. Is there any other angle to this?
No.
Is there any? Not whether he's right or wrong to do it, but that's what's happening, right?
Show me the money.
Yeah,
show me the money. Yeah.
He just doesn't like that someone got drafted underneath him. And there's an exit strategy against him. So
it's karma. It's coming full circle. What happened to Favre with him is happening now with Love and him.
He's just 37 years old. Like, what the fuck do you expect the goddamn team to do? Same with Brady and Garoppolo. Like, no one knew you were going to play till 50, Brady. No one knew you were going to get the magic juice from whatever you're getting it, COVID juice, and play to 50. And maybe Aaron Rodgers will too. Maybe this is what he needs to light a fire in his ass and play for another 5 years instead of hosting fucking Jeopardy. But he did say one line that I threw a wrench in it because I got the MVP, which this guy fucking sucks. This guy is such a dink.
Yeah, he's a very hateable man, and I don't know if you saw it also that instead of going to voluntary workouts today, he was doing karaoke in Hawaii on a fucking guitar.
Good for him. I would have done the same thing. I don't give a shit. It's a players' league. I'm all for these guys demanding trades, all that shit.
But he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. Care. He said, "Take my fucking video while I do this."
Bill, why is he demanding a trade? Green Bay's been good. They were in the NFC Championship game. Like he had a chance to win, and he lost.
I know. I just think it's kind of the Brady thing. You've been there 16 years. Brady was in New England 20. Again, you just run your course, I think. And I just think it's time for a change. That being said, as much as he's a fucking cunt, give me some Aaron Rodgers.
From one cunt to another.
Give me some Aaron Rodgers. I do. Come on, you're not.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you're
the
the Patriots and you can dump Cam Newton, take Aaron Rodgers for the last year of his contract and whatever else,
and then
yeah,
move on to Mac Jones, perfect.
Yeah,
let's go.
Of course, but that's never gonna happen. All right, real quickly, we have to do a quick break because I didn't pull this up. Bill, you got any CBD you can throw on your shoulder?
I do. Yeah. Back to basics, right? That's the one I have. I just used the last of it. So yeah, I've had it since November. I think somewhere around there. I mean, it lasted a long time. It was the roll-on one. It does pretty good for me, for my shoulder. I mean, I have chronic shoulder pain, so it kind of.
Is that the icy hot kind of stuff?
Yeah. It's got a little tinge to it, like a minty ting, like smell to it. Yeah, it does good for me. I'm a more topical guy. I'm not much of a CBD drops or anything like that. But for a topical, I've tried a lot of them. It's actually one of the ones I really liked.
Well, there you go, Billy Badwords on the sponsored pitch. Back to basics. CBD is the newest product we're working with right now. This was Dr. Tom, who we interviewed at the very early on in the show.
A long time ago.
Who's also a coach. I think he's a football coach, and he's a doctor. So it's good. Back to basics. I think they're out of Rhode Island.
Yes.
Natural CBD products for better health. You can actually get a free CBD sample that's automatically shipped to you with every order. If you jump on, go to backtobasicsllc.com. That's BAK, the number 2, basicsllc.com for your natural remedies. You don't need a medical card. You don't need a prescription, nothing. If you're familiar with CBD products, then you know that. And if you're not, it's great for pain, anxiety, sleep, wellness. Just it's another natural remedy that you can add into your vitamins, whatever the fuck else you do. For Ray and I, it's a copious amount of alcohol. Bill does a lot of the other weed things, but I have CBD and I put it on the bottom of my feet before I sleep. And every night I do that, I sleep like a goddamn baby.
Yeah, I mean,
tip.
It's great for aches and pains, especially people. Some of our older listeners, great on your knees. I use it on my knee and my shoulder, and it works pretty good. I mean, it works better on my knee.
So your knees and shoulder hurt?
Just my right one.
It's very old.
I'm old, dude. It's old baseball.
There's one motion for that. Back to basics. Back to basics. LLC.com. The old baseball injuries. Sure. Yeah. Go get your CBD products and get a free sample with every order. You can order it on their website. We'll throw it up there on the show. But back to basics. LLC.com. Okay, let's breeze through some baseball and some basketball talk. We'll start basketball. The Celtics are currently getting blown out by 20 in game 2 to the Nets. We knew this was going to happen. They had their chance in game 1. They didn't capitalize. Surprise, surprise. So forget about the series. They're going to get swept probably. But Robert Williams had 9 blocks in game 1. He was making Sports Center. He was all over the place. Is the best thing that happened out of the series is Robert Williams showing out for a trade piece?
Yep. As much as I'd like to keep him, but I mean, if just keep raising that value, that's a at some point maybe you can package him with the Kemba deal and just dump Kemba's contract. I mean, that's, you want him as a piece like that. If he starts playing, like, say, makes that little leap like Bam Adebayo, Dwight Bosch made in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Year.
I didn't know who you were talking about there.
I learned to pronounce his real name. But no, like
Dwight Bosch is so much better.
Yeah, it really is. This is what you kind of need. If you can get him where, again, you get him a top 15 big guy in the league, top 20 big guy in the league, that's a good commodity trade piece that you can move. And again, if it takes him to get rid of Kemba or another shit contract, I mean, that's a move. Yeah. Keep up in your value and let's go.
Well, here's one, Ray. No, I don't think this is a real possibility, but it's something to put on the radar because in the offseason, we know the Celtics need major moves. Next question is, do the Celtics, do they have the balls to do it? We'll get there. But if Robert Williams can project himself to a top 20 big guy, top 15 big guy, like Bill's saying, you package him with a contract in Kemba Walker, some young players, and your 16th overall pick, which you're going to be this year because you're going to lose. You're going to get swept. You're going to be 16th pick. Can you go get someone disgruntled like a cat. Your guy, right?
Oh God, that'd be amazing. No,
Now, Robert Williams is the
that'd be the
key
move
to
to
that.
do.
And Aaron Neesmith, Romeo Langford. You look at the Kevin Garnett deal. I know that that Minnesota got fleeced because the
Kevin
old
McHale.
Kevin
Dude,
McHale,
think about
Danny
it.
Ainge,
They had to
Celtic thing
throw
there.
Theo Ratliff in that trade just to make the salary work.
But Big Al, you have to remember, Al.
Big Al was a double machine
He
those
ended up
early
being
He was
years
an
gonna
in
be the big,
all-star.
Minnesota.
he was gonna be the big guy.
He ended up being an
Celtics.
all-star. You don't have a young all-star on this roster to trade for any type of shit coming back other than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So if Robert Williams can show out here against the best, if not one of the best teams in the East or in the league, against 3 perennial all-stars and Hall of Famers here on the Nets, I think that's the best thing that can come out of this series other than Ray. Maybe Jason Tatum can develop some leadership skills, be kicked in the teeth with a loss in the playoffs and say, fuck, that sucked. I'd like to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Danny, can we make some changes? I don't know. What's more valuable to you? Do you think that the Tatum thing's even a possibility, or should we just be hoping Robert Williams gets 10 block a game?
Robert Williams gets 10 blocks a game.
Yeah.
I don't think the Tatum thing's a realistic thing. I just think he just doesn't care. He's just going through the motions like he has been all season. It's going to be over. He wants to go hang out with his fucking son and his 2 girlfriends that Bill says, and that's going to be that. But yeah, if Robert Williams can become that guy, he'd be the perfect trade piece to go get you a guy like Cat. Oh, that just made me so happy hearing you say that.
All right. So let me say quickly about the Tatum thing. I think that if he shows out in this series, if they don't get swept, if they are a little bit competitive and he shows a little bit of leadership, then that's a benefit to your team. I think it's a benefit to your team, but then you got to go out and make the changes in the offseason. And if they go 6 competitive with the Nets, does that just give Danny too much ammunition to come back with the core of this team and not make major moves? Like, should we be hoping they get swept? So Danny's
I hope they get
forced
swept.
to move fucking.
They're going to get
You
swept.
guys were
They're down
hoping
24
they
right
would,
now.
You were hoping they would miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hey, I called it. Well, I wanted to miss playoffs 2 months ago. Ray jumped on the train the last week of the season. So,
Yeah,
you did.
Tatum doesn't
no,
look good
I
today.
do want to see changes. Force his hand. It has to make changes. Again, a very disappointing season. You had high hopes coming up from the Eastern Conference Finals last year, which, let's be real, they should have won, and they could have very easily could have won and should have won in our opinions. They were a better team than Miami.
Yeah.
They probably would have played better against the Lakers, with the team we had last year, especially if Gordon Hayward got healthy for the finals. This year was a very, very, hey, he gutted it through in the playoffs. Give him some fucking credit. He gutted
Rubbed
it
some
through
dirt
that
on
Miami
it,
series.
right?
Yeah, he rubbed some
pussy.
dirt on it, and now you're calling him a pussy. Anyways, but yeah, get swept, make some changes. You realize Kemba can't play back-to-backs anymore. We're at a crossroads here because now your older talent on the team is vastly aging as we speak, whereas the young players on the team haven't got to the point where we were hoping year 3, year 4, where they are now, right? So you're at a crossroads. You can't compete with the best teams in the league right now because you're aging veterans and your bench sucks.
Yeah, you're in a rebuild. Celtics Nation, you are in a rebuild. You got to package that Kemba contract with a first-round pick and some young talent and go get something in return.
Even Marcus Smart, and
Marcus,
Robert
you got
Williams,
to move
Kemba,
Marcus
all
Smart.
those. Boom.
You got to hope Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum figure it out and want to win and don't just want to be divas.
71-47, just so you guys know.
Oh, God, I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch this game as soon as we're done.
I think the first quarter shot percentages were 38% for the Celtics and 62% for the Nets. So a whole lot of defense being played here on the Red Sox or on the Celtics side.
Tatum, real quick, Tatum, 7 points.
Yeah, and he just looked like an asshole going in the lane. Red Sox schedule to close out the show here starting in June is bananas. Gonna learn a lot. They lost first place because the Rays went nuts and won 11 in a row. Half
Losing
game out of
2-1
first,
right
half game up on the Yankees. They got 5 games up on the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Vlad
so
just hit a jack too. That team's
they're cooking. But starting in June, you got a series against the Astros. You got a series against the Yankees, back against the Astros. Then you got the Blue Jays. Then you got the Braves, who've been struggling but are still good. You got a break with the Royals. Then you got the Rays. Then you got the Yankees, and you finish with the Royals. That is a brutal 30 days. How many days are in June?
30.
Boom, numbers guy. That's a brutal 30 days, man. Is the AL East the best, the most competitive, the best division in baseball right now?
Absolutely.
Now, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think the Red Sox can theoretically win 90 games and still not make the playoffs. You know, I mean, the way Tampa's playing, they're good. They're so fucking talented. You know, even with their bullpen games, and then the Yankees don't sleep on them. I mean, they're getting healthy. Stanton should come back this week. They got reinforcements in the pitching game with Luis Severino coming back probably by the end of June. You know, I said on a show on Sunday or our Monday headline show, I'm not ready to change my prediction on the Sox. I still like them at 82, 83 wins, honestly. And this next stretch, I'll believe they're for real if they can make it through this stretch, you know, 10 or 15 wins, I should say, somewhere in that range. Then I'll start thinking this team is for real. But yeah, you are just brutal. The AL East, you know, you're playing 19 games against these teams and they're fucking brutal. It's going to be a dogfight all year. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think you played Tampa yet. So I think
you played Tampa in the you swept Tampa.
Swept Tampa, sorry. But yeah,
that was the Yankees yet.
That was before they were good, you know, and you're seeing it now. They're getting good pitching. You know, they're good. Tyler Glasnow is their ace down there, and he's disgusting. He's disgusting.
Yeah, Ray. If they come, I think if they come out of June 500, sniff the All-Star break, go get some help. Chris Sale is on track to pitch this year, so you want to talk about Severino? Chris Sale is going to. If they're still in it, Chris Sale is going to give them a jolt there. So
yeah, they say July or August for him.
No, it's looking like maybe All-Star break now. I mean, he's been ramping up. I think he's
on the mound. He's pitching off the mound. They're just they're starting to stretch him out now. So
yeah, he's throwing just fastballs. But I mean, next step he's going to start mixing in that slider he's got. And I mean, you're going to see it. They're going to baby him. But yeah, I would expect right around the All-Star break, before, if not after. He's going to be right up in that first week. You know, before or after the All-Star break, he'll be right up there.
Here's what I'll just say about this. Enough with the goddamn, oh my God, sorry. Michael Chavis being sent down to the minors. Just keep him up. What's the fucking left fielder's name?
Frenchie.
He's hitting 170 something, 194.
You have no outfielders. You don't have any true outfielders. I mean, you think about it, you have Frenchie Cordero's, he sucks at outfielder, but Marwin Gonzalez isn't that great. So, I mean, you got to look at he's your only true outfielder, really. Yeah. I mean, Marlon Gonzalez. I mean, Hunter Renfroe. Sorry, you do got, but that's two. You have two real outfielders. You need them. You need them. All your guys, or your platoon guys, are all fucking. I mean, Kiki Hernandez is not he's better second baseman than he's an outfielder. I'm okay with them sending him down, get him. I want him playing all the time because I want him to fine tune that baseball bat.
That's my point. I said Frenchie down and keep Jeff. So
what's Frenchie getting paid though? Frenchie's getting paid.
He might be out of options.
He's like $800K.
What we got to look, I got to look at his options, because if he's out of options, you really can't without losing him. I mean, do you see his jack the other night? I'm not saying he's turning the corner, but that fucking was a monster home run.
I bet he clears waivers. All right, well, that's Red Sox talk. Let's see what they do in June here. That's going to be a fucking tough month, man. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show Wednesday edition, May 26th. Good to see you, boys. Welcome back. Getting back in the swing of things here.
Yes.
We'll see everybody on Friday. Check out our Thursday interview with CJ, the VP, Vice President of the
Vermont Lake Monsters.
Vermont Lake Monsters. For some reason I had the Monarchs in my head because I was thinking Manchester, and that's not right. The Lake Monsters on Thursday. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God, the Celtics suck.
Yep.
71-47 at half.
Just pack it in. Just go home.
Bill, did you get semen in your fucking webcam lens? Is that what's going on?
It's a work computer. I don't jack off of my work computer. I jack off of your mom's.
looking for another good